It's a great pleasure for me to be here this morning to celebrate yet another achievement for the ministry. This year has been a year of achievements for the ministry. On my way down from Suva yesterday, I was reminiscing about the past year in office. What have we achieved as a ministry? Thinking of all that each of you here have contributed towards the aims of the ministry, and of course, the government of Fiji, put a big smile on my face. Early this morning, I got a call from Divisional Land Manager, West. Came to brief me. And in his briefing, he gave me a list of the very things I was thinking about last night, the achievements of the ministry. I will itemize a few of them today. And like I said, today is a day to celebrate the achievements of the ministry. The Honorable Prime Minister and the then Minister for Lands established a platform for change within the Ministry of Lands. You may have heard in the short biography that was given that I spent over a decade working within government prior to coming to the Ministry of Lands. I'll say this, I say this all the time, and I'll say it again today. In that position within the other arms of government, Ministry of Lands was always seen as one of the ministries that needed a lot of change. Stories of corruption, of inefficiencies, of bad dealings, and very unhappy customers. So I came on board with that in mind. Government was fully aware of that and trying to match the Honorable Prime Minister's footsteps. The platform he had set for the ministry is a huge challenge. A challenge I started grappling with a year ago, and we are still grappling with day by day. But I'm happy to say that we're making great progress each and every day. In my maiden speech in Parliament last year, I committed to build upon the platform that the Honorable Prime Minister had built and transform this ministry to be one of the most efficient, compassionate, professional, and transparent in government. Key hallmarks of government, and of course, customer service to our customers. I knew then, like I've said, that there would be a lot of challenges. Poor service delivery, corruption, unethical practices, operating in isolation, duplications, outdated laws and policies. Challenges, of course, but we saw it as opportunities for growth. One of the things I had told the Permanent Secretary at the time was that we can only go up from here. Where we are, Where we're seen, there's only room for improvement. We can only improve. And that we're doing day by day. And I thank each and every one of you. With all those challenges, it did not dampen our spirit to face these challenges by, first and most importantly, working as a team towards a set of goals and commitments that are derived from government's aims. Partnership with our stakeholders, some of whom I have stated here today. Learning from best practice from others, other government departments, international best practice. Being more committed and smart in our approach. And like I said, the reminiscing about the achievements we've come through during the year. At least a few of them. The internal organization restructure, spearheaded by the permanent secretary this year, I would say, will set a platform. It's unfortunate that he's leaving us at the end of the year. But he leaves with a legacy behind. He set the structure. It is now upon us to drive it forward. Standard operating procedures. There was a soft launch for this a year ago. And since then, it has been work in progress. We were seeing how it was being implemented. Did it work for us? Some changes, amendments here and there. And I'm happy to say that this will be launched on Wednesday next week. Another key achievement. This will set in place standards that each one of us will have to work towards when doing our duties, our daily duties. It will also set a standard for management to assess your work. So previously, where there were no timelines, it was okay to hold on to a file for a year, 2 years, some 10 years. Now with this SOP, there'll be timelines in place. You will be questioned. Why have you held on to this? When the SOP says you should do it in this. And the timelines in there did not come from us. It came from you. That's the best part about it, the part I like best. Because you're telling us through that SOP that you can do this work within these timelines. And I look forward to working together with you to make sure that those timelines are met. Closer relationship with our customers through consultations. A good example is a state land rent review that's coming up. The initial consultations that was carried throughout Fiji in the first few months in office. Those consultations are very important. In my personal experience, it opened up my eyes to the issues and problems faced by our stakeholders out there. With all the feedback from those consultations, it assisted management, assisted me greatly as being a new person within the ministry to try and figure out where are the problems, what are the issues, what can we do to make it better. And that has helped a lot in shaping the change of policies and laws that we have been working towards throughout the year. The review of policies, as I've mentioned. Issuance of the first group of approval notices for our first group of squatters, which will be happening next Friday, to be launched by the Honorable Prime Minister. This is something that always brings a smile to my face. Giving security of tenure to squatters, that's a huge achievement. And I applaud you all with the work that you've done towards that. Development of GIM, the National Land Register, the Land Use Master Plan, the Consent Database, another one of my favorites. Now sitting at my desk, I get a complaint, I tap onto my computer, and I can see where a file has been sitting for the past month or so, if it's beyond the 10-day limitation. Gives me an opportunity to find out exactly why is that file still sitting there. The geodetic reference frame, another big achievement for the ministry, which will have an impact for each and every Fijian. The opportunity to set right the geodetic framework for our nation. And we have been given the honorable task to do that. Acquisition of satellite imagery, another big achievement for the ministry. Physical infrastructure and buildings. We're here today, like I said, for a purpose, to open another new wing to the DLMW's office. For us, officers within the ministry, it means a bit more space. For management, it's a big achievement, making sure that you, our employees, do your work within better working environment. And the output that is expected is improvement in services. That can only augur well for our customers as well. Some may be asking, why is it called the Burebas Wing? That's in honor of the Divisional Land Manager West, Mr. Vuniwaqa Ravi, and the commitment and dedication to the work of the Western Division that has been on his shoulders for the past few years. For those of you who may not know yet, we'll also be leaving the Western Division at the end of this year, but not from the ministry. There will be changes to leadership in the West, but he has set a platform which each of us, officers serving in the West, should strive to push forward and strengthen day by day. The Western Division is one of our key offices in the ministry, DLMW's office. Why? Not only does it serve the majority of our customers, it also is home to leases that have a huge economic impact on our nation, investment-wise. We're talking about the sugar industry, tourism, mining, water bottling, Nandi Airport, all these. So DLMW, if I'm a bit harsh in some of my emails, following up on expired leases, these are the reasons. The work that you do every day have an impact on our national GDP. So even if you're a registry clerk, don't think that your job doesn't have an impact on how government performs annually. Everything that you do every day has an impact on our nation. Apart from more than $15 million of annual rent collected annually, I'm told that consent to land dealings granted on a daily basis to our lessees, in particular to mortgages and transfers, are worth millions of dollars, which many do not know. This money may not be coming directly to us, but indirectly, like I said, to contribute to our national economic development and GDP. The opening of the survey office extension, the Burebas Wing, this morning is the result of hard work from DLMW and his team, and equally important, our partnership with PSC, which funded the project. I therefore acknowledge the Divisional Land Manager West and his team, PSC, Director Accommodation and Staff, and I thank all government ministries and stakeholders for your input in continuing to change the image of the ministry to one that is in tune with government standards of efficiency, compassion, professionalism, and transparency. We have some way to go before we get there, but I have no doubt that we can get there with your continued commitment to this cause. The onus is on each and every one of you and me to keep strengthening the platform that the Honorable PM had built a few years ago, and to show our customers that we can be the best there is. With those few words, I thank you all for attending this celebration of achievements. Vinaka Dhanyabad.
Thank you, Madam Minister. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to open the Burebas Building on your behalf. It reflects the teamwork that is needed to share the honor, to share the work, to share the challenges. And thank you for that. The opening today marks a way where we are elevating the surveyors. For a bit long, they've been left behind the scene. So this is another way forward to elevate and acknowledge the contribution by the surveyors, especially in the West. With that, I declare this Burebas Building open.